Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? Hello, everybody. How are you doing tonight? Hello, Miss Judy. How are you? I'm rolling some mesh up really quick. The dog groomer was there. The dog groomer just left, y'all. So I kind of got a little bit sidetracked with my babies real quick. So let me get this set up real quick. Hello, my friends. How are y'all doing? Let me get my sleeves rolled up here. All right, y'all, let's send me to the Kentucky Derby, if y'all don't mind, and let's get this started. How about it? Hello, Miss Lynn and Miss Alicia and Cheryl, and hello, all my YouTube friends. Let me see. Okay, hello, Miss Laurie. How are you? All right, so let's get started. So in this kit, okay, we get an oval board. Okay. Hold on a second. We get an oval board and some beautiful ribbon. We all love beautiful ribbon, right? Real pretty and shiny. So shiny and nice. Pretty, pretty. That is beautiful, y'all. Okay. And we get some of the, why do I always forget the name? The border stripe mesh? No, this is the wide stripe mesh. I'll get it, y'all. I'll get it. The wide stripe mesh. And then we get some poinsettia picks. And we get the Santa Believe in Magic. Anybody else having trouble hearing me? Let me know if that's better. Hello? I can make some adjustments on my end. Let me know if that's better. Pipe cleaners. Oh, note, there's pipe cleaners in this kit. For those of you that don't have fancy tools to measure, Laurie does an awesome job of making sure that all you need is a pair of scissors because you have a measuring tape that comes in it. And all you have to do is tape this down to your work area, your kitchen table, wherever to measure. Okay? And then you get nippers, as Laurie calls them nippers. Then you get nippers to cut your zip ties. Okay. Now we know Jackie doesn't use the zip ties. Shame on Jackie. Shame on her. I use zip ties Monday. Don't push it for 1 week. I'm just saying. Y'all know what I mean? I can only take so much in 1 week. Anybody else like that? All right. All right, so you'll need 20 zip ties or 20 pipe cleaners. And I assure y'all, anything that I do the way that I do it, if you're very familiar watching Laurie all the time and she's using the zip ties, you just take what I do and use your zip ties, do your thing, and go on. No problem, right? All right, but, so Laurie was like, Jackie, do your take on things. So I'm going to do my take on things, and I'm going to add a ribbon to it. I got a plaid ribbon because this plaid ribbon to me just really popped in with the holly and the kind of like rustic charm that Santa has. So we're going to use that ribbon too as well. I know some of y'all love your zip tie, but don't go knocking my pipe cleaners. Don't go knocking the pipe cleaners. I think that what you use depends on your hand's ability kind of thing, what you're familiar with. And for me, using zip ties, it's like teaching an old dog new tricks. And that's just not a trick that I'm good at, right? We have to admit, Jackie's not good at that trick. All right, so loading your board, you're just going to go every other on the outside because that's how I like to load the oval board myself, because it's not really necessary to use every hole. Look, y'all, I promise you, I use at least one zip tie on every one of my wreaths. Okay? Then we're going to go between on the center. Well, for me, y'all, sometimes, you know, I do have the forethought of what my wreath is going to look like when it's done with all my elements. But sometimes when I get done, it's like, oh, you know what? I really think it needs this. So for me, the pipe cleaners don't lock me in. I have the freedom to add more with it. So that just, you know, that's just me. Know what I mean? Okay, my friends. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to make this a smaller oval in size. And how we do that will depend on how we tie our pipe cleaners. That's the other thing that I love about the Unique and the Creek boards is that you can kind of control the size. So what I'm going to do to control the size and make it a little smaller oval is I'm going to tie my pipe cleaners over the middle hole, because I don't want it to be as wide and tall to kind of fit the sign. Okay? Because normally if I want it to be bigger, I'll come to the outside. So you have options that help on your side, on your size for your board. So this time I'm going to tie over, like I said, the inside hole for my size. I am sure that I don't like, I wouldn't know how to do that with pipe cleaners kind of thing, or with zip ties. So that's why I'm not a zip tie aficionado like Laurie is. But I will tell you this, if you're using the Unique and the Creek boards and your mesh ends up like on the oval having a gap, it's because you're too far on the outside of the board. Just pull your zip tie in, or your pipe cleaner. I like my shape to look smooth when I'm done. All right, so now with the inside, okay, I'm going to tie it in the middle of the open space here. Let me go check. I'm trying harder to check on my YouTube friends. Is Miss Tina Kelly here? I haven't seen her yet. As y'all know, I feel very spoiled by Miss Tina Kelly. Hello, Miss Barbara. Anybody new here tonight? All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to use the whole roll of mesh. The mesh is 360 inches. So we're going to cut our mesh 18 inches. Y'all have to forgive my quietness. I'm kind of got some devastating news. I'll bounce back. I just found out yesterday, so I'm still kind of, I don't know. What kind of glue, Barbara? Actually, kind of doesn't matter what kind of glue. Barbara, get Goo Gone. G-O-O. Goo Gone. It'll get the glue off. Well, my news isn't a secret, guys. So it was just unexpected. But I have to have back surgery again. All right, we're just going to leave that. All right. I like to start on the outside of the board, putting my mesh on. So I just kind of like, I'm going to give it one, like a tuck in. Not much. Because it's only 18 inches. And that will guard from the fraying. I'll be out for, well, full recovery time is 3 months, but because, you know, I work out of my home, it's my 5th back surgery, I'm pretty familiar with the healing process. You know, I think that it'll probably be more like 30 days and I'll be able to put around my house and do something, because they want me up and walking and everything like that. So I've always bounced back pretty quick. Have y'all had dinner already? Anybody have anything good for dinner? Because, you know, we're wreath makers. We like a good dinner talk. Like talk about food too. I think that's our favorite thing. Talking about wreaths and food. Chicken and dumplings. My husband loves chicken and dumplings. Swedish meatballs. I haven't had those in a long time. You know what, Miss Donna? That sounds like what my husband would eat, a bowl of chili and a zinger. He said, nothing wrong with that. Oh, Miss Ann, what part of Maryland do you live in? Okay, look. I may live in the South, Miss Lynn, but making my own dumplings? Nope. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I used to live in Baltimore, too, Miss Diana. I lived in Baltimore, Maryland for a little while, too. While I was there, I went to one of the famous Army-Navy games. And they get serious about those. I lived close to Annapolis. It was raining when I went to the game. Of course, it wasn't bad. The ground got soaked. And next thing I know, I see the guys in full dress drop down and they're doing push-ups. I was like, what is going on here? Of course, I guess you have to be a die-hard like Army-Navy fan to understand why they drop down to the ground and they're doing push-ups. I was like, what? Now I do my my Italian is homemade. I when it comes to Italian, I don't use cottage cheese, and I do not put sugar in the sauce. All my southern people cringed. That's a big debate in the South. Sugar in the sauce or no? I say no. Thank you, Miss Gail. I lived in New York for a while, and I got exposed to, real life Italian cooking. So, no sugar. Well, some people use ricotta instead of cottage cheese. I cut the mesh 18 inches. There's 20 pipe cleaners, and I cut the mesh 18 inches, which will use the full roll. I use ricotta cheese. That is not what I said. If the ricotta isn't melting properly, Miss Nina, you need to turn your oven temperature down. Real parm, yes, Miss Sandra. Hello, Miss Jennifer. How are you? Probably not, because in the South we know that pigs in the we call it's hot dogs wrapped up in a crescent roll is what we call pigs in a blanket. So probably not. Yeah, pigs in a blanket. You said that, I immediately thought of the hot, which I've been wanting my husband to make. Pigs in a blanket. I just keep forgetting to ask him, so that's not his fault. I haven't had them in a long time because that's usually like a hors d'oeuvre family reunion get together kind of thing. Somebody usually has them there, but anytime I've ever been to family get together, people don't make them. Ooh, that sounds good, Miss Sandra. That sounds like a really good idea. We have mozzarella slices. Well, it's not always about you. I gave you my suggestion just now. Enchilada. Everybody says, like, pronounces words different, whatnot. All right, so I'm gonna pull my zip ties, pipe cleaners back. I don't know why I said zip ties. Nope. I gotta go ahead and put my ribbon on first. That's what I wanted to check and see. Glumpkies? What are glumpkies? What are glumpkies? Glumpkies? It sounds like something like a stuffed cabbage. Okay. We have a lot of new words flying around tonight. Of course I pull the wrong side out. See, where you live is going to decide what you call something. Okay, so we're going to cut 15 pieces of each ribbon. I'm cutting the ribbon 14 inches. Oh my gosh. We're learning different names for the same dish. Pretty and shiny ribbon. I'm on the big screen. Good thing you can't see my face. Dad would be like, that's a lot of Jackie's face. That is just too much of her face. I need to get new scissors, y'all, and I just keep forgetting. I've had these for a very long time, and I just keep forgetting. Do y'all know, like, we do Walmart pickup for our groceries, and I kind of think for me, that's like the greatest thing that's ever happened, because I just go into the Walmart app and add my grocery list instead of having to write it down. I'm going to buy more like this because I love them. They're Klaus. Clauss. These scissors I've had for like 5 years. Well, I live out in the boondocks. They'll deliver, but I just don't want to pay that extra price when my husband's driving past Walmart on his way home. So we just set the pickup time for as soon as he gets off work kind of thing. Tiffany is doing good. We got her Halloween costume in today. I ordered it off of Amazon. She's going to be like a vintage rhinestone cowgirl. I know this is going to sound horrible. I promise y'all I love people before I say this. I really, really do love people. Okay? But best thing I like about the Walmart pickup is I don't have to deal with people. I know that sounds bad. I do love people, but it's like, it seems like every time I go to Walmart, I run into that person that's in a crappy mood or they're just a horrible person. Y'all know what I mean? That makes it hard because when people sit there and like, I say that, I'm like, no, I do love people. I really, really do. All right, so on the outside, we're going to put 2 ribbons in each tie. They are. I just personally don't think, like, I've had a couple of bad days. I don't think that gives somebody a right to be a jerk. You know? I just don't. I'm that kind of person. Like, well, if I wanted to go somewhere for entertainment, I go sit in a corner at a bar. Doesn't get more entertaining than that, folks. Yeah, Deborah, that's kind of what I am. Like, if you're really in that bad of a mood, don't just stay home. Just stay home. Don't come out of your house and take it out on the world. I did a lot of people watching from a patio one time, Mary, when I was in Florida. I'd sit up on a patio, watch the people below. I'm a people watcher. I'm a person that likes to dole out a lot of forgiveness because we're all human and we make mistakes. And my dollar isn't better than anybody else's. So it's a human thing. I have learned that you don't have to get mad and angry at somebody to get a mistake fixed. You just got to be kind. Say, hey, this is what's happened. No need to be a jerk about it. Exactly. I mean, there's no reason. We all make mistakes. And I think, especially if you're a small business, if you're a small business owner, we're judged the worst. Okay? Because if we make one mistake, we lose customers. They're like, oh, I'll never shop with you again, but they'll go to Walmart and they'll still go to Walmart no matter how they get treated. They won't give a small business a second chance. And I think we all deserve another chance. Small businesses aren't hiding behind corporate policies and all this other stuff. There's 20 pieces of mesh cut 18 inches. I've learned, of course, I dealt with customer service for a long time, and I call it. I mean, they're like professional complainers. They're the loudest ones. They continually do it because over the years, if they're loud and they make a scene, they get something free. So I call them professional complainers. And literally, I can accomplish the same thing in a whisper. Not make a scene, with kindness. Yeah, for example, I've ate at Olive Garden. I can't even tell you how many times. And one time there was a hair in my pasta. One time. And I got the waitress to come over. I got her to come down low enough so I wasn't making a scene. And I said, "Excuse me, ma'am." I said, "Somehow there's hair in my pasta. It happens. There's a lot of hair flying around. We're not perfect people." I said, "But could I just please have a new bowl of pasta?" Sure, 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 sure. Jumping all over herself, apologizing. I just wanted a new bowl of pasta. I wasn't angry, upset, disgruntled. Look, y'all, I got my new bowl of pasta and they comped it off the ticket. I didn't ask for that. I I wanted my food. I'll pay for it. No need to comp my meal off the ticket, but they did anyway. And they were probably really grateful that I didn't make a scene about it for no reason. Probably why I got it comped off, because I didn't make a scene. And I probably, because I didn't make a scene, got a more sincere apology and treated better overall. Because I promise you, after years of customer service, You make a scene someplace, people got your number next time. They're whispering around the restaurant about you, about how you act, the things you do, and how you treat people. They will remember you. And it's not a good memory. But the problem is with professional complainers, they think it's a good memory. They think it's the attitude of, well, they know not to mess with me. I'm loving this red ribbon, y'all. It's just so pretty. All right, so in the inside, we're just doing one piece of each ribbon. We're alternating them because you don't need to put two in each tie, because otherwise it will be too thick with ribbon toward the inside. Well, I can tell y'all this. That's like a movie joke. But it's kind of like this. You treat people like crap, you kind of get what you give. That's how I feel about it. Anyway, I do have a very special project coming up for y'all next week. So I have a question. How many of my friends out there are familiar with using power tools? I agree with that. I do think that everybody should have to be a waitress at least once in their life. I do agree with that. That was my first job ever, was being a waitress when I was in high school. So there's a lot of you that love using power tools. That's good. I actually enjoyed waitressing. I enjoyed it. But like I said, I actually do love people. I do. I like meeting people. So that is a hint, Miss Deborah. That is a hint. I went to go, and there's a reason. I went to go purchase something, and it was so expensive. I was like, that's just crazy. I'm like, I'm not paying that much money for that. It doesn't even take that long to make. Like, I literally, as somebody that crafts and designs, I do value time. I 100% do. And I do not depreciate somebody's time off how long it takes to make something. Okay? But the prices they were charging was like, no, it doesn't take that long to make it. Does not. So I was like, I'll just make it myself. Never mind. Make sure I'm going to the right side of the board. By the way, I do love how Laurie did this wreath. Her crescent moon oval was pretty sharp, y'all. I liked it a lot. I got mine, I think, at Michael's. But this sign on for this wreath, it came with the holes in it already. How many of my friends are watching on YouTube? Whoops. Miss Joyce, I use, it's just a yarn needle to pull the pipe cleaner through. Some people take a crochet hook just to grab the pipe cleaner. That works for them. If we find something difficult to do, sometimes it's just a matter of finding the right tool to help us do the job. get to it, Miss Lynn. Trust the process. You should know that by now. We should know that with me by now. Trust the process. I'm not done with the wreath either, because, you know, this is me, y'all. Right? Alright, let's make a bow, my friends. I got plenty of room for the wreaths. Let me slide it back over so y'all can see it. I need that, so I probably shouldn't slide it out of the way, right? Okay. So I'm going to break out my long pipe cleaner. And we're going to start with the plaid ribbon. So the reason I'm starting with the plaid ribbon is to kind of put a barrier between, because these ribbons are all the same. So once I put this one down, it'll break up the monotony. So that's what we're going to do. You know what I kind of want to do is, like, I'm going to do something different one day. Because I need to do it in practice. And I keep forgetting. Alright, so I'm doing big 7-inch loops. And now I'm going to come in with my holly ribbon. Twist that up. And now I'm going to drop down to a 6-inch loop. Now I'm going to bring in the red. And I'm going to do 5-inch loops with the red, and I'm going to do 2 loops on each side. And then for my center ribbon, I'm going to use the plaid. for my ribbon on top. And that's going to be 4-inch loops. So I drop down an inch every time. Now I'm going to use my pipe cleaner, not only to tie my bow off, but to help get my bow off the bow maker. So what I'm going to do is crisscross and then kind of tighten it down. And that's going to help hold my stack as I pull my bow off. Miss Joyce, I do. Matter of fact, what was it? 3 weeks ago, I showed all the bow makers and how to make bows on 3 of the main ones. All right. So I don't want the bow to sit too high up on my sign, so I'm using the middle of the board to mount my sign on. Yes, just search the hashtag, make it like Jackie. Laurie's got a playlist for each of the designers. I have my own playlist, just check it out. I think it's been a couple weeks ago. It hasn't been that long ago, y'all. I want to say it's only been a couple weeks. I always pull my tails down first to get them out of the way, and then I'll worry about my loops after that. And I kind of like to, on my very center top, I like to bring one loop, one of my tails up to the top. It kind of fills the top out better. That's just, you know, how I like it. I always like to spread my tails out because it makes the bow look bigger and fuller. I love the plaid with it. What do y'all think? You like the plaid with it? I should not be ever assigned to fluffing flowers. I'm too picky. Anybody else picky like I am? I'm getting better about it. My husband's in the kitchen probably, and he's probably sitting there thinking, yeah, right. He said, mm-hmm. You know, I don't normally like poinsettias. I like these because most of the time when I find them, they're really, really big. And they're like big for a Christmas tree, but I don't like them big on my wreaths. That's just me, y'all. Don't get discouraged just because I said that, y'all. That's just my feeling. We're allowed to have our feelies about what we like and don't like. Wonder, I don't think Laurie has these available in the shop. I kind of wish she did. I'd buy more. I don't recall seeing them in the inventory. Ta-da! Those are pretty, y'all. Alright, so what I'm going to do, y'all, is I'm going to go ahead and cut the stem down just a little bit on all of these. And I'm going to give y'all a little trick with this kit to make this easy and as simple as possible on the placement. Because there's 5 poinsettias. So, if you're going to use 5 elements, my friends, there's 1 tie underneath here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start over here and do every other. So we'll go 1 here, like so, and we'll just do every other tie because there's 10 ties on the outside. And we're just going to make it that simple. Sometimes there's no reason to complicate things. Right? Look, that's not every other. That is. See, no reason to complicate the issue. To put the picks in. But what I want to do, of course, I let y'all pick. Do y'all want me to leave it or go further with stuff that's left over in my stash? I'm going to hot glue these in and wait for y'all to answer. I like a viewer's choice thing when it comes to this. Because when it comes to doing the kits, I like to show you, like, okay, this is how I would make the kit if I didn't have anything else. And then give you the choice if you want to keep watching me and I go further. It seems pretty fair, doesn't it? Jackify it. That's my husband and Deb's word. Jackify it. Well, y'all, so here's my thought. There is gold in the pick, and there's gold in the ribbon. So I'm thinking I want to add something to bring the gold out. I don't think I have any gold ornaments. I kind of don't keep those around. I don't know why, y'all. That's weird. But last time I did something, I had just happened to have some up here, but I don't think I do right now. And I don't. That's fine. That's fine. But I do have a ton of something. My favorite thing to use. because it is so shiny. And actually, too, when I saw this kit, I got these to go with it. But now that I've actually got everything together, I think they're too big. So, we're not going to do that. We will save those for something else, my friends. My drawer was not going back in. In front of my work table, y'all, I've got like 24 storage drawers. Okay, so, like, I think I just want a touch of gold. So check this out. We're going to do something different with the flex tube, y'all. Let me straighten it out. So that we can get started. Okay, so we're going to do something different with the flex tube. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to tie this in. Because this is more elegant than fun, so we're just going to kind of weave the flex tube. And this isn't going to weave very good because it's got too many kinks in it. So we'll make it weave. Watch me go. We'll just use the kinks as our guideline, y'all. So what I'm going to do, because this has a lot of kinks in it, so wherever there's a kink, I'm going to put it into a pipe cleaner and tie it in. And that actually works out really well as the spacing. Just enough to make an elegant little pop. Because I don't want to over gold it, because it's just a little bit of gold in the ribbon. I just wanted to do enough to bring the gold out a little bit. So if I would have done it like I normally do, it would have been too much. And you can also do something like this when you're making some of the daisy chain flowers to kind of add a little something, different kind of flowers. You can take the flex tube when you make the daisy chain, y'all. You know, when you put on the outside mesh, you can take a piece of flex tube on the outside too to add just one more color. I can talk to Laurie about it. She's the flower person. I can tell y'all tell Laurie my idea. She's a flower person, my friends. Her and Monkey. Oh. And then we're going to do the same thing around the inside. Yeah, putting this around here kind of reminds me some of the old-fashioned Christmas ornaments. Some of y'all will know what I mean. Somebody that would purchase a wreath like this would really appreciate that little traditional touch to it. That golden. Just enough. I've always been told over the years when it comes to my wreaths, it's the little touches and details that I do that people just absolutely love. And as I'm going, y'all, I'm just tucking the pipe cleaner in so I don't have to cut it later on. Just tucking it right back under the sign. Whoop. Simple, nice, added just one thing, y'all, to just kind of bring it a little bit further with that little gold pop. And there you go. Hold that up so you can see the little pops of gold better. All right, y'all. Monday. I have a special project, okay, for y'all. I do, and it's going to be a two-part series because Monday I'm going to teach you how to build it. And then Wednesday we're going to design it. It's going to be fun, y'all. Y'all like those two-part things? Don't you? And I'll tell you this, y'all. This is another never been done on Unique in the Creek before kind of thing. Just letting y'all know. I don't know, Judy. I have a lot. And people are constantly destashing it because they don't like it. So usually that's where I buy my flex tube from. I last bought flex tube I got from Laurie. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your week. I will see y'all Monday. Bye, y'all.